Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and welcome to the show.
This dance.
For the Charleston.
Well, I wouldn't quite remember it, Linda, because the year was 1925 when I was born, but I did hear stories about it, and I can remember my two elder sisters doing the Charleston as I grew up. But more importantly was the Depression year. I think that came about 5 years later, and once again being told stories as how they marched from the Tyneside down to London, where there was just no work, people were starving. I can remember as a little girl my mother helping some of these children who ran around the streets with nothing on their feet and very hungry. I don't think that we suffered very much. I think both my mother and father were sort of very capable people. My father bought a sausage machine and he used to make sausages and go around selling them. And then my mother was a dressmaker, so she did quite a bit of sewing and she also enjoyed cooking. So all in all, I had a very good childhood.
And were the sausages good, Mum?
Pardon?
Were the sausages good?
Can't remember. Too young. Can't remember.
Prepared at once to withdraw their troops from Poland, a state of war would exist between us. I have to tell you now that no such undertaking has been received, and that consequently this country is at war with Germany.
We're going to use an ordinary garden variety peach with its short, close fuzz and tender skin, and a regular regimental hairbrush with its rough, tough bristles, to prove to you that the man-sized Remington electric shaver will give you a close, comfortable shave, no matter how tender your skin, no matter how tough your beard. Look at this amazing demonstration. The Remington is so gentle that it can shave the short, close fuzz off a peach without harming its tender skin. And the Remington is so powerful that it can shave the bristles off a brush, bristles tougher than any beard. Remember the amazing demonstration of the peach and brush. For the close, comfortable shave you've always wanted, reach for the Remington electric shaver.
What was it like for you, Mum, when you first joined Donald on the ship, this new experience, this new life?
It was a great excitement. I flew to San Francisco and I had to stay with a relative of Donald's until the ship came into port. Only a couple of days. And when the ship came in, she came in to collect cargo, and so she was well out of the water, so a gangway couldn't go down. So a rope came over and tied my suitcase on, and then I climbed up the rope ladder. I hadn't seen Donald for 18 months, and so it was great excitement. Wanted to know all about home and about you, and Our first port of call after there was Honolulu. And I was so excited because at midnight I danced on Waikiki Beach. And Donald said, now buy cards and send them home to your sisters. And this is something I did.
Yeah. So you must have made some good friends when you were on the ship. And how did the crew treat you?
Oh, the crew were fantastic. Of course, I was always called Mum. But the cadets were the ones. They used to want me to make them little things without Pop knowing, especially Mustafa, when he used to go up on the watch 8 till midnight, he'd say, Mum, can you make me a sandwich? So up I'd go up on the bridge with sandwiches, unbeknown to Donald. And sometimes he'd see me doing a little bit of ironing. He'd say, Mum, will you iron my uniform for me? We made a lot of friends with shoreside people too, because over the years I've lost them and missed, with age. But Mustafa, one of the cadets, a Malay boy, he's now a master. He's well in his 60s, and we keep in touch. And his children have even been over here to stay with me.
Hello there. Sooty's just making a stew for my supper. I must say I'm not very keen on it. It seems to be all vegetables. Oh, that's different. He's going to put an OXO cube into it. Right, crumble it into the pan, Sooty. Pop the pan on the stove. That's fine. But I don't feel like waiting until that's cooked. I'm jolly hungry. Oh, the magic. Of course. Well, you tap it with the magic wand then. That's it. Is it done? Well, let me have a taste then. Ooh, delicious. What a lovely meaty flavour. Move!
I was looking through the photo album, Mum, and I came across the photographs of you and Donald rescuing the men out of the sea near the Micronesian islands. Can you tell us a bit about that, please?
Yes, it happened to be one Sunday morning. We arrived in this port in Micronesia. I can't quite remember the name of the port, but they came on board to tell us that a small light aircraft had disappeared with 2 Americans and 1 Micronesian on. And so some of our crew had already gone ashore, but we left them and Donald just pulled up the anchor and off he went. He was airlifted by radio, giving him places to go to in the area. He was on the bridge. He never left the bridge until the Monday morning, and he came down, and it was just about midday when he got a message to get back up on the bridge, because the chief officer had seen on the horizon something floating, and there was this small raft. And so of course Donald took over, and we saved this small tiny raft with these 2 American and this 1 Vietnamese, and they said that if we hadn't have rescued them that night, the sharks would have had them. It was so tiny, the little raft, and for 3 men on it. Donald couldn't leave the bridge, so a couple of the sailors went over the side to bring them on, but I'll never forget their skin with the salt water. It's very hard to describe just how they...
And tell me about giving them something to drink.
Oh, they were asking for water, and Donald, we were going to give them water, and Donald called down, no, not yet, you don't give them water.
So how
Just
long do you
leave
have
them.
to wait before they can
I
have
can't
water?
remember.
Yeah.
It wasn't too long. But I do remember that night they had a darn good meal.
I think that my stepfather, Donald, and my mum, Kathy, were very modest about the sailors that they rescued. And I know that they rescued sailors and airmen when they were in Vietnam, although they were told by their companies never to pick up people. So here's the account which I've seen for the first time from Donald. We found 3 men this afternoon by the grace of God, and they were safe but alone. One of the crew saw them first, and we got them on board by our man jumping into the water and holding the life raft by the gangway. It was nothing that we did, it was purely God's will. The survivors perked up considerably by the evening, but we were fast asleep by 1845. These 3 men made the number of people I had picked up at sea to 43 since 1945. There were 2 fishermen off Shanghai, 38 from a dredger off the Gulf, and then there were 3 today. It's amazing, isn't it?
Pee Wee Reese has a way with Dodger rookies or Sandlot youngsters. Pee Wee, you do a lot of work with boys.
Not work, Al. I like baseball and kids. I enjoy helping teenagers start right.
Well, that's around shaving age, and you give them pointers on personal appearance, too?
Yes, a boy has more self-respect when he's clean shaved. I tell him to use a Gillette razor, Al.
You said it, the Gillette Super Speed Razor. And today there are 3. Light for sensitive skin and most younger men. Regular for average skin and beard. Heavy for men who like the heft and feel of a heavier razor. Each is different, precisely engineered. One has the right blade edge exposure, edge angle, and weight to shave you in a breeze. Comfortable, good-looking shaves you may never have had before. And convenient, you change blades and rinse clean so. Choose your Gillette Super Speed Razor. $1.29 with Gillette Blue Blade dispenser and handy travel case.
I delivered the message. Now what?
Now let's check the second message.
Ready?
Mum, the doctor's deodorant discovery now contains M3. Got that? M3 to stop odor 24 hours a day. Remember now.
I know. For security reasons, Mum's the word. New Mum cream deodorant now with M3. Got the message?